So I'm noticing a lot of conflicting information out there, and I just wanted to provide my input and my opinion. And this is in regard to protein shakes in getting our daily protein requirements. Um, Anyone who's on a fitness, health, or weight loss journey, especially muscle building journey as well, we're well aware of the science and the recommendations for how much protein to have per pound of body weight, whether that's to reach your goals or for cutting or bulking. Now, the difference that I'm seeing in this conversation is I've actually been surprised that I've seen at least two different people right now make videos and posts talking about why they don't need protein and why they don't suggest it. And they say to get all your protein naturally through just eating a lot of food, a lot of protein dense food. But I would like to offer my own opinion in the interest of science, not necessarily trying to be the devil's advocate, but I'm also speaking from personal experience here. There's no way I would be where I am right now on my weight loss journey without protein shakes. My system is keto diet, intermittent fasting. I have had great results pairing these two things together more than any other diet I tried for years and years and years. Now, where do protein shakes come in? For the intermittent fasting especially. But when we're making our protein shake and we're making sure that we're low on sugars, low on net carbs, no added junk, that's how we also develop exactly what we need. We get exactly what we need for our nutrition and our diet and to stay on target for our goals. So, personally, I find it super helpful to have protein shakes as part of a regular diet because what I do is, I eat keto and I stay healthy like that. Um, Low on sugars. I try to do no sugars at all. That's why a lot of my products are absolutely zero sugar. And I try to do that as best as I can when developing these products. And if there is any added sugars, I try to keep it extremely low, but also keep the flavor very high. You would be very impressed if you taste my products to see how low sugar or no sugar it is. And that's very important to me. It's not just about what we eat, but how it tastes. Because if it tastes good, we're going to like it. And there's so many delicious products that I have. But I personally, I feel that protein shakes are extremely important, not just for staying within keto, but for intermittent fasting. And this is where we lose the most weight. So, a lot of us here, especially those of us in America, where it's really hammered home the 3 squares a day routine. And then maybe there's even some snacking involved. Maybe worst of all, the late night snacking, which just turns into pounds and pounds and pounds. So when I start to counsel people on how to lose weight, I like to look at what you're eating throughout the day. And I'm always going to suggest transitioning from meals with snacking to just big, solid meals. So say you're used to doing 3 solid meals with lots of snacking. Let's reduce the snacking, start to minimize that, but we're also going to correct what you're snacking to. It's okay to snack, but we don't want you loading up on chips, sugared sodas, cakes, pastries, donuts, stuff that's full of junk. You can make healthy versions of these with sugar alternatives and different things, or hopefully, as society is getting better and better, catering to consumers, find keto alternatives. It says keto on the product. That's great. Try it out. It's very simple to make little adjustments if you are going to stay eating 3 meals a day with lots of snacks. First, make the snacks better and healthier and smarter alternative choices. But what we're going to be gearing you towards is reducing the amount of snacks and also the overall meal intake. So there's a lot of things that I'm working on. I will eventually put out a book on all this science is explained as I do more in-house studies with my products and other products and just diet in general, weight loss as a whole. So there's a lot to be said for calorie deficits. Now, where keto comes in, it kind of pulls the rug out of the whole calorie deficient thing. And that's what the thesis of my book is going to be about, is figuring out, fine-tuning how keto works, in what ways, because it breaks the logic of the calorie deficient. But what does work in line with the calorie deficient concept is the intermittent fasting. And this is ultimately what I've been getting at why I made this video, is I want to talk about the value of protein shakes. So let's take this example, right? Say someone comes to me, wants help losing weight. I look at what they're eating, 3 big meals a day, maybe even more than that, or it's like some big snacks, and there's just lots and lots of intake, right? We're going to clean up the diet, clean up your food choices, get you some good substitutes, start to reduce that. You can still have some of that junk food you love, but I really want to see less of it. And I'm going to get you to a point where you only like the food that's helping you towards your goal. Because the biggest battle to win is in the mind. We want to change our bodies. We first got to change our mind and our attitude towards things. So, in this example, we're overhauling someone's diet, cleaning up what they're eating, their choices, and then we start to look at meals and food intakes. And I always want to know, when is your first consumption for the day, food-wise? And this is even liquid calorie-wise. If you're waking up your day with coffee, putting in some creamer that isn't sugar-free or whatever, that's when you technically break your fast. And so what I typically do, because there's a little well-kept secret here, that it's the maximizer, it's the multiplier. So, think of like gambling, for example, right? Say you're going to win on a scratch ticket, but you could get 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times the prize that you win. So you win $1 on a scratch ticket, but if it was a 5 times multiplier, you actually get $5 because of that multiplier. We can get that multiplier for weight loss and calorie burning. How do we do that? From fasting, from exercising on an empty stomach. And I have refined this process for myself for years as well and gotten to a great point to it when I started to play around with exercising on an empty stomach and intermittent fasting. And then I even got to a point where I can go out running for hours and hours and hours without even taking in water before I leave. And okay, maybe during that long 5-6 hour morning run, you're going to get a little thirsty. That's fine. Drink when I get home. But I like to train. This is dragon training. And it's very intense, very rigorous, but this is what dragons are made out of. And for me, it's just a personal choice of the inconvenience of needing to carry water and all this stuff. And then I got to find a bathroom later and I'm out for like 5-6 hours. It's too much thinking involved. I just want to run. Remember Forrest Gump? One day I felt like running. I just kept running, ran across like the whole country. And some insane stuff that people do. I mean, nowadays what I usually do is I will have some of my BCAAs. If I know I'm going to go for a run this morning, I will have some BCAAs, maybe some pre-workout to energize me enough. But I'm going to stop at a point where I'm like, okay, I'm hydrated enough. I want to go for that run. I'm still going to run fasted. And there's no added sugars to these products, so we're good. But so how do we get this multiplier is what I also might do if it's a different morning where, like, all my workouts are usually in the morning. Say I'm going to go Planet Fitness for a few hours. It's going to be in the morning. I'm going to have all that pre-workout, all that caffeine running through me. I got my headphones, the rock music. I'm getting so amped and ready. All the synapses are connecting. I am just in the zone, and I start my day off with all this energy and I can't be stopped till it's time to go to bed. That's my ideal day. And doing all this exercise on an empty stomach, and it's okay to have the pre-workout and BCAAs because there's 0 calories, 0 sugars, so it's fine. So you can have things to drink, things that will hydrate you, in the BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, working on muscle synthesis and the breakdown, all the ingredients in the pre-workout giving us energy, some natural caffeine. It's plenty. So we're exercising on a fasted stomach, getting that multiplier, burning a lot more calories. Because say, on the other hand, say you had a snack or even a full breakfast before going to the gym or before going for that run, you are not going to have your multiplier. That could be the difference between, burning 500 calories and 100 calories. Arbitrary numbers, but you know what I mean. You're missing out on that multiplier. So first thing I'm going to do in that client example, we're creating an intermittent fasting. And then we're going to put in your exercise routine during that fasted period. So I always prefer to do it in the morning. You get your body started, ready for the day. Science has shown that if you exercise first thing in the morning, there's something about putting your body through physical stress that equips your mind to be able to handle any other stress of the day. That's mental stress, emotional stress, psychological stress, everything beyond just physical stress. We have primed our whole organism, body, mind, and soul, all the 5 bodies that we have, the subtle bodies, all this stuff. We have, by just working on the physical body, exposing that to some stress, it has primed all the other bodies that we have. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, astral, all of it is ready for the day. So I prefer to start my days like that, full of energy and on fast, to get in my fitness multiplier, my caloric deficit multiplier there. The more we work out on a fasted stomach, the more multipliers we have. We get the 3x, the 4x, the 5x. And that will be in my book as well on this. And also throw it up on the website. But basically, this client example. So what we're doing now. So pretend we cleaned up their snacking. And they snack healthily when they do. They have some peanuts or some, keto things or whatever here and there. Some of the I like the Quest protein chips. They it's kind of like Doritos, but it's like Quest high protein chips. I like those. So say they got those, right? And so when they do snack, it's good. Very little junk food at all. Maybe here and there something, but very little. The drinks are sugar free. They're doing great, right? Okay, good. So we've accomplished that so far. They're not late night snacking anymore. They have a good solid dinner at the end of the day. And that's it. That's the final food intake. So then they can start their intermittent fasting after, say they have dinner at 5 o'clock. So then by 6 o'clock, they've definitely started their intermittent fasting timer. Because one thing that I would be doing is reducing, some people need to transition from having dinner at 8 to having it at 7, then 6, then 5. The earlier, the better. Because you're going to give your body time to digest. Science used to say, give your body about 2 to 3 hours to digest food between dinner, final intake, or late night snacking. See why late night snacking is not our friend. And when we lay down, because when we're standing up, it's digesting. We lay down, everything shuts off. All that's left just turns into fat and is going to make us fatter. You will know the next day why you're thicker, why you're bloated. It's because of those late night snackings. So we're going to work on that. Well, say we get this client to the point where dinner is the final intake. So they have dinner about 5. By 6 p.m., they're usually able to start their intermittent fasting counter. Okay, and let's take a typical person who works 9 in the morning, right? Okay, so they wake up the next day. They know they need to be home by 8 o'clock to shower and whatever, and then get ready to work for 9, okay? So say they wake up, 6 a.m. That's still plenty enough time to get to the gym for a workout. So don't put in food, don't put in intake, make your pre-workout, have your BCAAs ready, hit the gym. If all you can give the gym is an hour today, that's what? Still you can still be on work at time. And there's different ways, because once you start to love this routine, you're gonna make so many awesome adjustments. What I would do when I used to have an office job that would start at 8, I would get to Planet Fitness right at 5, kill it real hard, and then I would know what time do I have to be home, just shower and get ready and dressed, but will also give me time to make a nice high quality protein shake. And guys, I'm telling you, this is the game changer. When people say that try to get your protein intake naturally, I disagree. Protein shakes are a secret weapon. Look at this example. We have the intermittent fasting coming up. So we've been in the gym all morning long, killing it, running on pre-workout, running on BCAAs, no added sugars. We come home. Before we leave, we're bringing a protein shake with us. And the way that I always talk about these recipes, 2 cups of plant-based milk, because it's higher quality protein. You can find it with no added sugars, unsweetened, and it's just fine. You can, Silk had one that was 10 cups of protein, 10 grams of protein a cup. So the base of your shake is 20 grams of protein. Then, for example, you added, the new salty caramel flavor. Each scoop is 22 grams of protein. No added sugar at all, only 2 carbs. You put in 2 of that, so that 10 grams of protein shake of milk, 10 grams, so that was 20, right? Yeah, 10 grams of protein per cup, so that's 20 in the milk. Then you added 2 scoops of this, so that's 44. So you're already at 64 grams of protein. If you add some scoops of peanut butter in there, that's even more, and it can just keep going. Like if you add in collagen, more protein, you can easily get 70 grams of protein in one protein shake. That the base of it was only 2 cups of milk. And I'm telling you, this is the way. If you start your routine like this, so when you do break your fast, you have nothing but protein in, and still you're giving your body the purest form of what it needs is more pure protein. Because if we try to get protein from just food, we're taking in so much other junk. I'm telling you that this is the way. I don't agree with what people are saying. This is the way from personal experience. And I will do data and science and prove it. If anyone wants to be a test subject for these experiments, definitely let me get you started on this. And send me a comment, an email at DragonBodyFit, a DM on Instagram, and let me get you started. You don't mind being a guinea pig, because I'll prove to everybody that this is the way. I have no problem doing it. I'm very confident that it is. So, in this example, we've taken someone eating 3 meals a day, lots of snacks, making a lot better snack choices, if snacks at all. Then that's their breakfast. The protein shake is their breakfast. The first food they have, so then, you bring a healthy meal to the office for you, right? And say you have that 11 o'clock or noontime, that's like the actual first food intake. Okay, and maybe you snack a little bit before or after that, that's fine. I would keep peanuts with me, different keto snacks with me, lots of ways to skin this cat. Not literally, is the saying, right? So I would have all that going on. We'd have great food choices throughout the day. Meal 1 was the protein shake, very gently breaking the fast, because they started their intermittent fasting counter last night at 6 p.m. They had that protein shake on the way to work, and that's about 9 o'clock, 8:30, whatever. Maybe they had it at home at 8 o'clock, right? So technically that breaks the fast, but what you just did is you went 14 hours purely fasted. You had some BCAAs, some pre-workout, but it was all 0 calorie. Maybe you even had a cup of coffee, but 0 sugar cream, right? 0 sugar sweeteners is fine, or tea. As long as it's no added junk, no zero sugar, you're good. So you still went 14 hours purely fasted on this fasting timer. You gently reintroduced food to your body through these protein shakes, which are full of vitamins and minerals as well. Because this is the thing. When we break that fast finally, our body's going to rapidly absorb everything we put in. So what some people get wrong is when they break the fast with junk food or other stuff or high carbs, that's going to bloat you. That's going to add in a lot of extra weight. So we always want to gently break this fast with the protein shakes. So then what we want to do, say we having some nice healthy snacking, some peanuts, some whatever. Then we have a good healthy lunch. And then if we can have an earlier dinner, like I said, about 5 o'clock, even earlier. So what I would do, I would work in the office 8 to 4, and I would bring dinner with me as well, because I know I'm leaving at 4. So when I'm bored at work, come 3 o'clock, 3:30, I'm going to heat up my dinner and eat that. And when I leave this office, there's no more food intake happening. This is when I start to get really disciplined with myself on intermittent fasting. This is when you get the most results. Because so then your intermittent fasting window, for me, for example, will go from 4 p.m. and I'm not breaking my fast again till like 7 the next day. So that's, let's see, that's 10 hours plus, so that's 17 hours purely fasted. If I could start my timer at 4 p.m. and then break it with a protein shake at 7 a.m. the next day. Plus you get all those multipliers of the other calories burned by exercising on a fasted stomach. So I just want to make this video. I just have strong feelings about it from my personal experience that it is a good idea to have protein shakes, to have that in your diet. Because if we're trying to get, like say for me, for example, when I was 200 pounds. So if I'm trying to take in 200 grams of protein a day, that's a lot of chicken, that's a lot of eggs, a lot of steak, a lot of yogurt, everything. But if you can have one protein shake that's 100 grams of protein, and I've made protein shakes that are over 100 grams of protein, you knock out a huge chunk of your protein intake and your macro and micronutrients. You can load it up with a lot of other great quality products, vitamins, minerals, everything. It's a huge shortcut. And then what if you have 2 protein shakes a day? What if you replace one of your snacks with that? Or what if you do have an early dinner, but say you were like me in the office, you have your dinner like 3:30, but come 5, 6, maybe even 7 o'clock at night, you're hungry and you know enough from your body signals that it's not just a false hunger signal, but it's your body really needs something right now. You give it a protein shake. You're putting into your body what it needs. And when I first started to experiment with this many years ago, I was using a high protein plant-based chocolate milk. And this is how I killed my evening cravings. So instead of going for, Reese's or, chocolate covered pretzels, chocolate ice cream, or because I would just crave chocolate. And there's a lot of benefits to chocolate for our mood and everything. There are good benefits to it. Antioxidants, the dark chocolate, great stuff coming out of this. So what I would do is, instead of late night craving, going to snacks, putting on those extra pounds, I just have a tall glass of high protein chocolate plant-based milk and I was good. And that's how I killed those evening cravings. So if you're one of those people trying to kill your evening cravings, you can try this, see if that works for you as well. But I'm saying, it's all about transitioning. And I have come to a point where I can have very short fasting windows. We can get to OMAD, 1 meal a day, and snack before and after. And that can be if you get to like a 3-hour eating window, a 4-hour eating window with intermittent fasting, have some snacks. Like I said, break the fast in a very smart way with some high quality protein, no junk. Don't mess up your progress, throw your body all crazy if you break your fast with snacks or treats or things that are going to give you more cravings. Because I will also tell you from personal experience, that becomes counterproductive if you are just binging on anything you can find because you messed up your body's hunger signals by breaking the fast in the wrong way. Break the fast in the right way with a protein shake. They can also make great snacks and make great ways to top your intake at the end of the day. So as we start to bring it to closer proximity when we have that lunch, when we have that dinner, if we're doing 2 meals a day, right? We bring that closer. If you do need a more top your body off at the end of the day, protein shakes, do it. And it will rewire you in the right way, because a lot of the problem that we have on these weight loss journeys is hunger signals. Like I said, the battle of the mind. It's a tough battle to fight when your mind is fully convinced, I need these snacks, I need this, I'm starving, give it to me. Or if you're fighting a mental addiction, your mind's like, I really want it, I don't care, I'm eating it, whatever, right? There is a lot of mental conditioning to do right here. And one way we can do it is with reconnecting these hunger signals. We have to teach our body when it's really hungry and when it's not. So as you start to reintroduce, as you start to adapt your body to an intermittent fasting plan, and so say that first example, someone starts their fasting timer at 6 o'clock and then 6 p.m. Work out the next morning, and then they have breakfast, 8 p.m. If it's a shake, or maybe they even make a healthy omelet before going, right? You don't always have to do it, but this is a good routine to get into. And, another thing we're learning is, when does my body need what? When does it need a protein shake? When does it need real food? When does the body think it wants junk food, needs it, but it doesn't need it? When does my body need meals when it really does? Versus when is this the false hunger signal? There's a lot of work in the mind, a lot of reconnecting of our hunger signals, retraining the mind to know what's real and what's not. Because our mind will be fully convinced, yes, we need it. This is the false hunger signal. Yes, I want it. Give it to me now. I definitely need it. Don't lie to me. Do it, do it, do it, right? That's the addiction talking, and we can get addicted to salts and carbs and sugars, junk foods, everything, right? The cravings. How to get rid of cravings completely. And this is what's beautiful about the keto diet is it's a perfect way to start to clean up your diet. And what I loved when I first went keto, in about 2 weeks, all my cravings were gone. Never craved bread again a day in my life. Still haven't. And there's plenty of great keto breads and alternative breads too. But it's so funny when we start to teach our body what's real, what's not. And this is winning the battle in our minds, the battle of the hunger signals. So my formula, my strategy consists of cleaning up the diet through keto eating, intermittent fasting time windows, adjusting that time when we eat, making that shorter and shorter. So we're going to burn more calories around the clock, get multipliers. There's plenty of great fasting apps. I'll put in the description the app I use right now, and we can be friends on there, and I can help coach you through that as well. I am available for personal consultation and everything. This is Fat No More in 2024. That's the big plan. There's a big campaign right now. I want to get everyone going on here. I spent a lot of time myself dialing this in, and now I'm sharing my success strategies and formulas with the world. And this is what it consists of: cleaning up our diet with the keto eating, intermittent fasting, making that shorter and shorter. So that example, that guy starts his timer by 6 p.m. at night after dinner, goes to the gym, breaks his fast 8 a.m. with a protein shake, and that's still a good 14-hour fast. But the way I look at it, so on my website, dragonbody.life, I have a 4-step fasting system of transitioning to ways of fasting. Because we can build a lot of confidence for ourselves if we look at what is my eating window intake. So this is pretending that the calories from a protein shake didn't count. So then pretending that that doesn't count was one of the lower levels of fasting. I just want to build you guys' confidence at first and show you how long you can go without food, because this is another war in the mind, war in the head. We don't need the 3 meals a day that's been hammered into us since we were babies and toddlers, being force-fed by, our parents and society. And sometimes it's a nice break. It's like, school is so boring. When's lunch? I just got home from school. Now time to have a snack. And it's fine. And that's fine. But we're bored at work. I'm going to eat snacks because I'm just bored out of my mind and this day is dragging on and none of the fun coworkers are in the office to goof around with. And someone left a whole bag of true story. Someone left a whole bag of Halloween candy. Really delayed a lot of my progress because it wasn't sugar free. You know who you are. So this is what it's about. Is one of these other wars in our mind is, are we hungry because we're really hungry? Or are we bored seeking stimulation? So what other things can we do in these moments? Can we listen to an interesting podcast, some music that we like? Can we get in a phone call, right? Because, it is kind of rude to be talking while we're eating, right? So if you tie yourself up on the phone or whatever, you don't want to be that rude person where they hear you chewing in the background, something like that, right? However we can roll with this and make something out of it, do it. So I just wanted to hop on. I knew this would be a long video. I appreciate you all watching and just say, I do believe in the power of protein shakes. No doubt in my mind. It is a great way to lose weight consistently, to build muscle, to reach your goals faster without loading up on all the calories. Because if you're like one of those people trying to get your protein intake through food, that's a lot of extra calories too. So when we're take for example, the salty caramel whey protein I have, 110 calories per scoop. Take for example, the vanilla milkshake, 130 calories a scoop, 25 grams of protein a scoop, calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, a bunch of other good stuff, all these amino acids in here, so many things. So I have 5 flavors right now. This is whey protein, salty caramel, that's the newest one. Then I have 2 different versions. I have whey, vanilla, and whey chocolate. And then I also have vegan, vanilla, and chocolate. And then, like I was saying, you can add in scoops of peanut butter, a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm going to advocate this to the end of the world. If anyone wants to be a part of these, scientific studies that I'm conducting to prove to people the power and benefit of protein shakes versus trying to get all their protein through food all day long, please let me know. I'm going to put in the description of this video where you can find these products, how you can contact me to be a part of these, experiments, different links for Fat No More in 2024. And I appreciate you guys bearing with me this long video, but I really just had to get this off my chest. I was sitting there reading Arnold Schwarzenegger's book, and I just had to pause where I was and think, seeing these posts in my head, thinking, I got to speak my mind on this because I disagree, and this is why. So, I'm open to discussion. Anyone can comment their feelings, good or bad, agree or disagree, please. This is science. This is experimentation. No body is different, but I know what works for me, and it was definitely protein shakes. And anyone who wants to be a part of these studies, whether you're one way or the other, please, you're welcome to be a part of it.